Welcome back, focused learners. I gotta tell you, I am incredibly excited to dive into today's explainer with you because right now we are looking at an absolutely monumental shift in the world of wearable health tech. You know, if you've ever strapped a fitness tracker to your wrist and kind of wondered, hey, could this thing actually do more than just count my steps? Well, you're gonna love this. We're unpacking the complete evolution from standard tracking to AI-assisted coaching. Specifically, we're taking a deep dive into Google's major upcoming overhaul of the entire Fitbit ecosystem. Just to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of what we're talking about today, think about the number 128 million. According to the latest data from Statista, that's roughly the number of global Fitbit users out there right now, with about 38 million of those being highly active users. So yeah, this is definitely not just some minor software patch for a niche little gadget. This upcoming update is literally a massive global health event. It's going to fundamentally alter how millions of us interact with our very own biometric data every single day. Okay, so let's dive right into how this explainer is going to flow. First, we'll hit the Google Health rebrand timeline. Then we'll peek under the hood at their new AI-assisted coaching. After that, we'll look at the big question, does it actually work? Next up, the costs and limitations. And finally, we'll explore what all of this means for the future of digital health. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the Google Health rebrand, and how they are consolidating the ecosystem. So right now, using the Fitbit app can honestly leave your health data feeling a little bit fragmented, right? But the future they are building is the Google Health app. Google is officially rebranding the Fitbit app to Google Health, and they're rolling this out first in India by mid-May 2026. The whole name of the game here is unification. They want to grab your fitness, your sleep, your general wellness, and merge the whole shebang into a single, cohesive ecosystem. Basically, no more bouncing around different screens just to get a clear picture of your own well-being. So what's actually powering this massive new setup? Let's move into Section 2, Inside AI-Assisted Coaching, powered by Gemini. Let's see how this actually builds on what we're used to with standard tracking. The Gemini-powered Google Health Coach basically brings three main offerings to the table. First up, you get personalized workouts that actually factor in your body's specific physical ability, so no more generic one-size-fits-all routines. Second, it gives you sleep optimization tips that are geared toward helping you catch much deeper, more restorative rest. And third, you get holistic, lifestyle-based guidance. You know, instead of just buzzing to tell you you missed your step goal, the AI actually tries to look at your entire day to offer integrated health solutions. It sounds absolutely incredible, right? But as focused learners, we always have to ask the hard questions. Moving into Section 3, does it actually work? Time to evaluate the science. It is literally the million-dollar question. Does AI health coaching actually work for you and me? Does having a Gemini-powered coach right there on your wrist actually benefit a normal daily fitness routine, like, say, a casual morning jog? Or is this tech really just optimized for highly competitive sports? Let's take a look at what the scientific journals actually say. Well, according to research from the Journal of Sports Quality, the answer for trained athletes is a resounding yes. They found that AI-integrated devices absolutely enhance sports training, they boost performance, and they even play a massive role in injury prevention. However, if you're just lacing up your shoes for a quick morning jog to stay healthy, the science is honestly still playing catch-up. Right now, there's just a lack of definitive research proving this advanced AI is actually highly effective for the casual, everyday fitness enthusiasts compared to those trained athletes. And you know what else? The benefits wildly differ depending on who is actually using the device. Studies from Frontiers in Digital Health and the Journal of Cloud Computing show that AI coaching definitely improves outcomes for adults. But there's a huge catch. It really only works if the user can properly process and comprehend all that data. Now, for teenagers and kids, it's a completely different story. A fascinating study in the JAMA Journal observed teens and their parents using wearables, and the results were pretty surprising. While the teenagers did hit significantly higher step counts on school and work days, they actually suffered from less sleep. Why? Well, it turns out their minds are often unable to process the feedback without getting completely sucked into the device itself. And that brings up a pretty critical irony highlighted by the National Sleep Foundation. Increased screen time, especially right before bed, is directly associated with declining sleep quality. So we're kind of facing a real dilemma here. Do we stare at a glowing screen to read our new AI sleep optimization tips, knowing that that very act of screen dependence might actually be disrupting our natural sleep cycles? It's definitely a significant long-term health impact we need to keep in mind. And that exact dilemma leads us right into Section 4, the costs and limitations. Let's look at pricing and privacy realities. Now, what's really interesting about this is how the whole ecosystem is essentially being gated. For Indian users, the premium subscription runs 99 rupees a month or 999 for the year. But here is the real kicker. Access to this premium coaching will initially only be supported on Fitbit and Pixel devices. So not only are you paying for the subscription, but you've also got to be totally locked into their specific hardware ecosystem just to get the benefits. And with that required hardware and subscription combo comes some pretty serious caveats we need to address. First off, the sheer collection of deeply personal health biometric data naturally raises some major privacy concerns. Second, there's always the potential that an AI model might use your health data for other purposes within that broader tech ecosystem. Third, like we just talked about, there is a real risk of over-reliance on screens for basic human tasks, like, just knowing when you're tired. And finally, researchers strongly stress that because of these screen dependencies, wearables shouldn't really be used by young children. So the absolutely crucial point we need to make here is simple. AI coaches are not doctors. Peer-reviewed studies insist that while an AI can definitely be a helpful tool, especially for the elderly who are looking to manage chronic diseases or better their long-term health, it is absolutely never a replacement for a proper medical diagnosis or real-time human intervention from a trained clinician. At the end of the day, it's a preventative care tool, not a clinical treatment. Let's zoom out a bit for our fifth and final section, the future of digital health and shifting public health at scale. Despite all those limitations we just ran through, pushing an update to 128 million users has undeniable power. I mean, this technology has the potential to fundamentally shift preventative self-care practices on a massive, truly global scale. It could totally influence future public-private digital health models and change how entire societies approach preventative medicine. But as the research clearly outlines, this kind of public health benefit can only happen if the practical implementation is researched properly and genuinely tailored to individual realities. Which leaves us with one final vital question to ponder. As Google Health rolls out all these new Gemini-powered features, will the scalable public health benefits of personalized AI-driven coaching ultimately outweigh the undeniable risks to our personal data privacy and our natural sleep cycles? That is the tricky balance we're all going to have to navigate as this tech becomes a permanent fixture on our wrists. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, focused learners. Keep asking the right questions, and I'll catch you next time.